Hey guys, good morning, Creator Mom. So yesterday my kid was talking about how he wanted to make yogurt or wanted yogurt, and I was saying that I think you can make yogurt, and it's pretty easy. So of course, and it is a very simple process actually, and of course, wonderful bacteria are included in this process too, right? I'm like, what process is bacteria not involved in, I think that when you see the fancy yogurts in the store and it says like probiotics and things like that and cultures and it names out the streptococcus and the names of these bacteria, I feel like the population doesn't understand there's bacteria in there. I think it's because of the fancy labeling. It has a different feel. It doesn't feel scary or whatever. They're not. Is the question ever arising? Because this question arises in my mind with looking at yogurts and seeing the names of the bacteria strains in the yogurts, and I'm like, but I feel like we're mostly told that bacteria are bad. They cause disease, right? So, anyways, as I'm watching this video, I mean, all these microorganisms, and then with the wine and the yeast, blah blah blah. So anyways, I'm watching this video and the lady talks about how in her video she doesn't start making her own homemade culture. She boils the milk, I'm guessing to kill the bacteria that are in the milk already. I'm not sure what the boiling of the milk is exactly for, but the milk is boiled to about 160 degrees. And then she uses a yogurt that has strains already to start her other, to make more yogurt essentially. So she said, don't stir in the yogurt with a wooden spoon. Make sure you use metal or whatever, because we don't want any bad bacteria from the wooden spoon getting in. And I thought, why is the bacteria that you're adding in good and then the one on the spoon, the wooden spoon, is bad? How do you know? It's just you don't have a microscope. You know what I'm saying? And then I got to thinking that maybe it's because the bacteria on the wooden spoon would already be breaking down whatever food materials or whatever's in that wood. Even though you clean it with soap and everything like that, there's still bacteria, right? Because it's not sterilized or sterile or whatever. So yeah, that's the only thing I can come up with. Why is the bacteria on that wooden spoon bad? I'm sure you're going to use that wooden spoon to stir something else or cook other food, because if that wooden spoon had bad bacteria, wouldn't you be afraid of it? Afraid to use it at all? So yeah. That's the only thing I can come up with. That bacteria is breaking down the wood or engaging in the wood in some way that releases, maybe the poop of the bacteria, whatever the bacteria offsets from whatever it's doing in that wood would be toxic or not good for the yogurt. We don't want those toxins in the yogurt. That's all I can think of, because I'm what makes a bacteria or a fungus good or bad? I was reading online that what was it, black mold or no, black fungus, that they eat that, mushrooms and stuff like that. So I'm I wonder what makes one good and one bad, to me, it must just be that you don't want a certain one in a certain mixture because you don't want the outcome that it will yield. So maybe what the bacteria or mold or yeast or fungus does in a certain thing does not produce a desired effect. So therefore that was what makes it like bad. But the bacteria, if it stood alone or stood where it was supposed to be, would not be seen as bad. That's just my thought process.